So, hello people, my name is Franklin, and as you can see from the screen, I'm here to present my coding bootcamp story with some advice and tips on how to make your bootcamp experience more successful. A little bit about myself. I'm from Uganda, and I'm an engineer currently working for Ericsson as a telecom engineer. So I'm going to give a bit of backstory as to the bootcamp. So about a month ago, I completed the Ray Wenderlich bootcamp. This was part of the Ray Wenderlich Community Care Initiative, which was started in May 2020, which is basically a series of projects designed for those who want to take advantage of extra downtime to improve their mobile development skills or connect with other developers or further their career. In my case, my country's lockdown provided me the free time so that I could attend this particular bootcamp. 40 students were selected from various countries. Out of 500 applications, the 40 students were then given scholarships to attend the bootcamp. If you're wondering where I am, I'm in the center of the map at that particular location. Our weekly schedule consisted of mainly 2 days of Zoom sessions, 2 days of watching video courses, and 3 days of working on a weekly assignment. The live sessions were run by Audrey, and Audrey was kind enough to invite a lot of other special guests such as Jamabalo, Jin Jang, and Matt Gallagher, and also Ashton Williams and Gio Lodi. So I would like to now present or discuss some 8 tips for attending a bootcamp. I'm going to divide them into 3 phases: before the bootcamp, during the bootcamp, and after the bootcamp. So tip number 1, research the bootcamp. The first tip is to research the learning style. You need to check that your learning style is in line with the bootcamp's curriculum. In my case, my learning style is video courses, so it was very much in line with the bootcamp that I had selected. Number 2, check the cost. Check if there are any loans or scholarships that are provided, because bootcamps are terribly expensive nowadays. Number 3, check the success rate for job placements. Assuming this is the reason why you joined the bootcamp, you need to know that after the bootcamp, will you be able to place into a job that you like? Number 4 is check the timing check the timing of the bootcamp to see if it matches with your schedule. Is it full-time, part-time, or self-paced? So you need to find a bootcamp that works within the schedule. Tip number 2 is find your why. Understand what you're taking on. Bootcamps are time-intensive, so remember that nobody is forcing you to get this work done all the time. So you need a clarity of purpose as to why you are doing this. Are you doing this for a job? Are you doing this for a hobby? Because bootcamps are not normally for the curious. Tip number 3 is prep work. You need to do some prep work before you attend their bootcamp. Use free resources online, such as, for me, iOS, it was Ray Wenderlich, Hacking with Swift, and various YouTube videos and podcasts. Another thing that you need to do is get comfortable with Git and GitHub. Learning Git before the bootcamp allowed me to try out new ideas, break things, and if things didn't work, I could quickly revert back to my original code. Tip number 4 is learning the pattern. So learn how to break down problems into small, achievable tasks. Learn how to spot patterns such as singletons, MVC, MVVM, or delegates and protocols. All right, because at the end of the day, programming is mostly patterns repeated over and over with different business logic. So study old problems, learn the patterns, and try to implement them. Keep practicing those problems. Tip number 5, don't be shy. Be social, make friends, partner up, interact with friends and other students. Offer to help any of your fellow students who are still struggling, because the best way to learn is to teach. Remember that you do not know what you do not know. So you should be able to leave your ego at the door, because everyone enters the bootcamp at different levels. Ask questions, even when you think they're dumb, because most likely you're not the only student with that question. This gives you a chance to bond with your peers, and if you're lucky, this relationship will continue even after the bootcamp is completed. Number 6, avoid burnout. Sleep, exercise, and healthy eating. Because of the intensity of the bootcamp, you need to actively avoid burnout. Take care of yourself, especially sleep, which is so important. I myself wasn't doing a lot of sleeping, so that tended to affect me towards as the bootcamp came to an end. So you need to actively avoid burnout. Tip number 7, don't stop. This is after the bootcamp. Keep building, keep learning, and try to keep the momentum after the bootcamp is done. Stay in touch with your peers when the bootcamp is completed. And for my last tip, tip number 8, it's a bit of an opposite of tip number 7, but maintain a healthy momentum. If you're feeling burnout, take a break after the bootcamp. You don't have to keep the momentum that you had started. So in summary, my tips were research the bootcamp, find your why, do the prep work, learn the patterns, don't be shy, avoid burnout, don't stop the momentum. Take a break if you need it. Thank you for listening. You can reach me on Twitter via my Twitter handle shown on the screen. Over to you, Sean.